When Susan Stone was a little girl, she had a love for doodling and making things out of mud. Little did she know that she would be able to combine these two childhood activities into making a living doing what she loved. Susan combines her talent for drawing with her talent for pottery and makes fun, beautiful works of functional art for all of us to enjoy.
Early as I can remember, I was interested in pottery. I wanted to have a pottery wheel. I'd ask Santa Claus every year for a pottery wheel, and you know, I was playing outside in the mud. And summer camp is probably my first experience with it. I got to get my hands dirty with the clay, and I made little figurines, and I just loved it. As a kid, I was always doodling, probably in places that I shouldn't have been. I know the back of my closet behind my clothes was a great place for me to draw, and my mom wasn't too happy about that, but you know, I loved drawing. Just about any time I was always drawing. I had sketchbooks or things like that from an early age. I studied ceramics at the Appalachian Center for Crafts, and when I was there, I was primarily doing wood firing, very traditional stoneware pottery, and it was beautiful, but really not what I was looking for. So I started making a list of all of the artists and the styles of work that I enjoyed, and it was all graphic based. It was lots of imagery on pottery, and so I've kind of found my own way of doing that. I use colored slips to paint on there and transform pottery into art. I love the functionality of it. I love that you can use it in your home, and that's something that's important to me, being able to use it. I also like the fact that it's a great canvas for my drawing, my designs on the surface of the clay, so that way you can have a functional piece and an artistic piece at the same time. From very basic things like mugs and small bowls to serving platters and pitchers. Pretty much my mugs are the best seller. I really pride myself on them. For a long time I didn't make them because I was really concerned with the usability of them. I wanted a nice handle, I wanted a nice rim. I want people to be able to use them and love using them. So it was something that I really worked hard at. And so now they're one of my best sellers. Right now also my platters with the more complex flower designs, they've been really good for me too. And I love making them. I really wanted to learn how to throw pottery. It was something that I'd seen as a child, probably up at the craft center, and I really wanted to learn. I worked hard at it. I went to school there, and it was really what gave me patience. It taught me a lot of patience because I didn't want to give up. I wanted to be as good as those people that made it look easy. So I practiced for years and years, and going on 20 years now since I've started. It may look easy, but it just takes years of practice. It's really what kept me going because I was so terrible to begin with. But I'd have a hard night, at work waiting tables, and I'd go into the studio the next day and just take a deep breath and get my hands in the clay, and it was super therapeutic. I absolutely loved it. It calmed my mind. It made me feel relaxed, for sure. I do start with a lump of clay. It's a white stoneware, and I'll either throw it on the potter's wheel or I'll roll it out into slabs and form it that way. Then I decide on a design, whether it's a simple bird or one of my more complex flower designs. I draw it onto the surface and then paint it using my colored slips. I'll outline it with a black and then go back and carve it around the edges. And that way it kind of gives it a more complete feel. For for young people that are interested in getting into arts, there are different resources. I know that Peachtree Learning Center has classes, and the Appalachian Center for Crafts offers workshops, usually nights and weekends, and during the summer. It's a good way to kind of get your feet wet, test the waters, so to speak. The Upper Cumberland is such a unique community. There are so many different artists and so many different avenues for either taking art classes or seeing art. And just go to a local art store and pick up a sketch pad and some pencils or some paints or some air dry clay. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do to get started, and just don't worry about it being good or not knowing how to do it. Just do it and feel good.